Yeah, to Lilibet. He's the godfather to Lilibet. Tyler Perry, sort of a billionaire who actually provided Harry and Meghan with somewhere to live when they first came to LA from Canada. He was sued by an actor for sexual harassment. Obviously, no one is saying for a second that this is necessarily true or not true, but it did happen.
Now, you may be wondering what the heck Tyler Perry has to do with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Well, sit down, because this connection is about to blow your mind. The billionaire filmmaker who literally saved the Sussexes when they fled the royal family just got hit with a devastating $260 million lawsuit. But wait, it gets so much worse. The man suing Tyler Perry claims he has recordings, text messages, and evidence of incidents that supposedly happened in the exact same Beverly Hills mansion where Meghan and Harry lived with their children for months. And here's the tea that's absolutely shook everyone to their core. Tyler Perry has dirt on the Sussexes that could completely obliterate their carefully crafted public image. And their ice-cold response to his crisis just gave him every single reason to spill every last drop.
He's being pursued for $260 million for compensation over allegations that his lawyer insists are a shakedown. But quite a big event, and this happened last week. No word whatsoever.
We're about to dive into what could be the most explosive betrayal story in modern royal history. Because, apparently, when loyalty gets tested, Meghan and Harry's friendship comes with an expiration date. And Tyler Perry just discovered his expired in the most brutal way possible. Let me paint you the full picture of just how deep this betrayal actually runs. Because this wasn't some casual Hollywood friendship built on Instagram likes and red carpet photo ops. Tyler Perry was Meghan and Harry's literal savior when they were at their most desperate and vulnerable moment. We're talking about March 2020, when the couple had burned their bridges with the royal family, were completely cut off financially, and had nowhere safe to go with baby Archie while the whole world was watching their every move. But here's where it gets interesting. Tyler Perry didn't just offer them a couch to crash on. This man opened the doors to his $18 million Beverly Hills fortress, complete with private security that allegedly cost him hundreds of thousands of dollars out of his own pocket. And we're not talking about a few weeks of charity here. Harry and Meghan stayed at Perry's California mansion until they found their own place, which was months of complete sanctuary when the British government had stripped Harry of his state-funded protection. But wait, there's more layers to this relationship that make their current silence even more shocking. Tyler Perry became godfather to their daughter, Princess Lilibet, and apparently this wasn't just some honorary Hollywood title they handed out for publicity.
This friendship has been incredibly beneficial for one party, and that's Harry and Meghan. Look, in Hollywood, support can shape public opinion. We've seen it with O.J. Simpson, Martha Stewart, Hugh Grant. Strategically placed loyalty can mean survival. If Harry and Meghan backed Perry, it could encourage others to do the same.
According to Perry himself in their Netflix documentary, when Meghan and Harry called to ask him to be Lily's godfather, quote, they were pretty serious on the phone, and he was genuinely honored to accept. And here's the part that's really got me thinking. This man literally became family, not just chosen family, but legal, spiritual family to their children. That's not the kind of relationship you enter into lightly, especially when you're as strategic as Meghan and Harry have proven themselves to be. Tyler Perry went from being a stranger who sent a supportive letter before Meghan's wedding to becoming the person they trusted most during their darkest hour. Now, let's get into the lawsuit that supposedly turned this fairy tale friendship into a complete nightmare. Derek Dixon, who appeared in 85 episodes of Perry's BET series The Oval, filed explosive allegations, claiming years of sexual harassment and assault, seeking at least $260 million in damages. But listen to this part. These aren't just workplace allegations. According to the court documents, some of the alleged incidents occurred at Perry's home, including one where Dixon was staying in a guest room when Perry allegedly climbed into bed with him uninvited and began groping him. But wait, it gets crazier. The timeline of these allegations allegedly overlaps with when Meghan and Harry were living in this exact same house with their children.
But instead, their silence feels like pure self-preservation. Meghan has time to post 4-year-old twerking videos and promote rosé or jam, but no time to acknowledge a man who gave her so much. The more she speaks, the louder the accusations of narcissism get.
We're talking about the same guest rooms, the same private spaces, the same walls that witnessed every vulnerable conversation between Perry and the Sussexes during their transition from royal life to Hollywood life. The lawsuit includes screenshots of allegedly sexually charged text messages between Perry and Dixon, with one reading, "No straight man would be going on walks with you or cooking dinner for you unless they wanted to F you. I would F you." And here's what's really disturbing. Dixon claims Perry used his show as leverage, threatening that his character would die if he didn't engage with Perry's advances. The most aggressive incident allegedly happened in June 2021, when Dixon was staying in Perry's guest house wearing only underwear, and Perry allegedly yanked down his underwear, groped him, and said, "Relax and just let it happen." Think about that timeline for a second. This was allegedly happening while Perry was actively serving as godfather to Lilibet and maintaining his close relationship with Harry and Meghan. Here's where this whole situation gets absolutely chilling for the Sussex brand. While Tyler Perry is fighting for his reputation, his empire, and potentially his freedom, Meghan and Harry have gone completely ghost. Not a single statement of support, not even a basic "we're thinking of you during this difficult time" social media post. Complete radio silence.
No, she doesn't talk about charity plugs or concern about what's happening in the world right now, just brand promotion and affiliate links. Perry says he's innocent. Maybe he is, but Harry and Meghan haven't even leaked support to the press.
Yeah.
And this silence is not going unnoticed. Royal expert Hilary Fordwich told Fox News that instead of offering their stalwart support as good friends would, who even lived in his home, this silence is a clear demonstration of a total lack of moral courage. But wait, there's more. Kinsey Schofield, host of the Today for Daily podcast, pointed out the brutal irony. To quote Prince Harry from his January 2023 interview with Anderson Cooper on 60 Minutes, "Silence is betrayal. I imagine Tyler Perry would appreciate any backup at this point." Meanwhile, while Tyler Perry is allegedly dealing with the most serious crisis of his career, Meghan has been busy flooding her social media with lifestyle brand promotions and jam recipes like absolutely nothing is happening. The optics are brutal, and apparently Hollywood is taking notes.
Sources are saying this calculated abandonment is exactly the kind of behavior that's made them controversial figures in Tinseltown.
But here's what makes the situation particularly dangerous for Harry and Meghan. As royal expert Hilary Fordwich explained, Harry and Meghan are in a lose-lose situation. If Tyler Perry is exonerated, their lack of support will be seen as a betrayal, further damaging their credibility among friends and potential allies alike. If allegations against Tyler Perry are proven, distancing themselves to protect their brand will still appear opportunistic and ungrateful. But listen to this part that's really got royal watchers shook.
A favorite Sussex pastime. I just want to say it's not the first time Harry's distanced himself from controversy. It's worth noting that he took a similar approach when it came to Prince Andrew. When Harry was duped into a phone call by two Russian YouTubers posing as climate activist Greta Thunberg, he distanced himself from Andrew and the Jeffrey Epstein scandal by saying, "I have very little to say on that, but whatever he has done."
This isn't the first time someone close to Meghan has mysteriously disappeared from the picture when things got inconvenient. We're allegedly seeing a pattern of relationships that cool the exact moment someone becomes a liability for the Sussex brand. Think about it. Former friends, family members, even staff members who once had access to their inner circle, there's always been this clean break whenever association becomes risky. Royal experts are now saying that Meghan will likely cut off Tyler Perry over the SA allegations, with expert Samara Gill noting that it shows the type of people that Meghan likes to surround herself with, and that the allegations are damaging to their brand. And apparently, this cold calculation is exactly what's got Hollywood insiders so turned off by them. Sources suggest that industry folks are rolling their eyes at what they perceive as Meghan's, quote, self-promotion and image obsession, with some calling out, quote, a lack of authenticity, and describing their approach as, quote, calculated. But here's what's truly chilling about this whole pattern. When your entire public brand is supposedly built on empathy, authenticity, and chosen family values, systematically ghosting people the moment they become inconvenient sends a message that's impossible to spin. It's giving very strategic, very cold, and very calculated. Now here's where this story gets absolutely terrifying for Meghan and Harry. Tyler Perry isn't just any Hollywood acquaintance they can quietly distance themselves from and hope everyone forgets about. This man was there for literally everything. during the most crucial period of their post-royal transformation. We're talking about someone who witnessed their private breakdowns, their strategy sessions, their real unfiltered moments when they were planning their exit and building their new narrative. He heard the conversations that never made it into their carefully curated Netflix documentary. He saw the actual planning behind how they built this whole compassionate, authentic image. But wait, it gets so much worse. Sources say Perry has already been approached by major networks for exclusive interviews.
He's being pursued for $260 million for compensation over allegations that his lawyer insists are a shakedown. But quite a big event. And this happened last week. No word whatsoever.
With one television executive reportedly calling it the most anticipated betrayal story since Oprah's couch. Think about what that means for a second. Tyler Perry has the legal power, media connections, and financial resources to completely rewrite their story if he chooses to. And here's the tea that's really keeping me up at night. If Perry feels betrayed enough by their silence to start talking, we could be looking at revelations that make their royal family drama look like a minor disagreement. This man was privy to years of private conversations, planning sessions, and behind-the-scenes moments. He knows how the sausage was really made. Sources close to the situation allegedly say Tyler Perry is feeling completely betrayed by their radio silence. And honestly, who could blame him? Here's a man who opened his home, provided security, became family to their children, and stuck his neck out publicly to defend them when the whole world was against them. And now, when he needs support most, they've completely vanished. Meanwhile, back in the UK, royal sources are reportedly having an absolute field day watching this drama unfold. The palace is allegedly practically gleeful about this situation, with royal sources who once warned Harry about Hollywood entanglements now watching with what insiders describe as satisfaction. And I hate to say it, but they kind of have a point. Each Sussex misstep apparently only makes the stable, drama-free image of the working royals look better by comparison. King Charles is reportedly staying completely quiet, letting this circus play out without any royal comment, knowing that public opinion keeps drifting back toward the crown. But here's what's really got to be eating at Harry. Tyler Perry showed him more familial kindness and support than his own father did during their crisis. While Charles was allegedly ignoring their calls for help, Perry was opening his doors and providing security. And now, Harry finds himself in the impossible position of choosing between loyalty to the man who saved his family and protecting the brand he's built with Meghan. Sources suggest Harry is reportedly torn between fury and complete defeat over this whole situation. But apparently, Meghan's strategy remains firm. No attachments that can bring down the brand, period. Their silence isn't just about this lawsuit anymore. It's become a symbol of everything critics have been saying about their approach to relationships and loyalty. But listen to this part. The damage from their calculated silence is allegedly already spreading way beyond just Tyler Perry. Hollywood insiders are now openly calling them opportunistic and questioning their authenticity, with some industry heavyweights suggesting that their media ventures feel more like cash grabs rather than creative triumphs. But listen to this part. The damage from their calculated silence is allegedly already spreading way beyond just Tyler Perry. Hollywood insiders are now openly calling them opportunistic and questioning their authenticity, with some industry heavyweights suggesting that their media ventures feel more like cash grabs rather than creative triumphs. Royal expert commentary suggests that, in the court of public opinion,
Harry and Meghan's daughter, Lily, his goddaughter, obviously I was unhappy with the way he went after the British royal family in Harry and Meghan's Netflix series. That really upset me. Tyler Perry was one of the few A-listers who loudly defended Harry and Meghan after the Oprah interview.
Agents and publicists often rally influential celebrities to throw their support behind the accused in order to sway both media narratives and public sentiment. But Harry and Meghan have chosen not to participate in this standard Hollywood loyalty system. And here's where it gets really messy for their future prospects in Tinseltown. When you need industry support for your projects, deals, and partnerships, being seen as the couple who abandons allies during their darkest moments is not exactly the reputation you want. As one expert noted, if Harry and Meghan chose to get involved and support Tyler, it could encourage other public figures to follow suit. But instead, they've sent the opposite message. Here's what we know Perry witnessed during those months in his home. The real conversations about their royal exit strategy. The actual motivations behind their media deals. The unguarded moments when they planned their public image transformation. If he decides their secrets aren't worth protecting anymore, we could be looking at the most explosive royal tell-all in history. And apparently, major networks are already circling like vultures. The man who once protected their most vulnerable moments could become the one who exposes them all. Sources suggest Perry is being offered astronomical amounts for exclusive interviews that could blow their whole authentic compassion brand to smithereens. Think about the brutal irony here. Tyler Perry, the man who saved them when they were drowning, might become the one who exposes the very calculated nature of their compassion. Their silence in his moment of crisis isn't just about protecting their image anymore. It's potentially revealing who they really are underneath all the carefully crafted narratives about empathy and chosen family. And here's what's really got me shook about this whole mess. This situation has allegedly moved beyond just bad optics into potential career-ending territory.
When your entire post-royal brand is built on being authentic, compassionate, and loyal to chosen family, ghosting your daughter's godfather during the biggest crisis of his life isn't just a PR nightmare.
It's a fundamental contradiction of everything you claim to represent. The timing makes it even worse. Just months ago, Meghan was publicly praising Tyler Perry at galas and posting about their beautiful friendship. Perry had posted heartfelt birthday messages calling Meghan Princess Meghan and saying he'd had a front row seat to her life. Now, when he needs that friendship most, she's vanished like it never existed. So there you have it. The man who saved Meghan and Harry might just become the one who destroys the illusion they've worked so hard to create. The billionaire who swooped in like a fairy godfather when they had nowhere else to turn is now fighting the biggest battle of his life. And their response has been complete silence. The question everyone's asking isn't whether Tyler Perry is innocent or guilty of these allegations. The question is whether Meghan and Harry are guilty of being exactly the kind of calculating, opportunistic people their critics have always claimed they were. And their deafening silence might just be the loudest answer of all. Because when you treat loyalty like it has an expiration date, don't be surprised when people start questioning whether your compassion comes with terms and conditions. And that, honey, is exactly the kind of truth that could bring down an empire built on fairy tales. Tyler Perry saved them when they were drowning. Now he might be the one who exposes them for who they really are when no one's watching. And that plot twist, that's the kind of tea that changes everything. What do you think? Are Meghan and Harry making the biggest mistake of their post-royal careers? Or is this just smart brand management? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this tea is still brewing, and something tells me we're nowhere near the end of this story.